Hi Saints, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I thought I would just let BuzzFeed kind of expose me a little and kind of let me know what some of my toxic traits are. I've been emphasizing in practically every single video that I post that I'm on a very self-improvement journey and that I want to start taking accountability about a lot of things. And what better way to figure out what you need to improve on than letting a BuzzFeed quiz tell you what's wrong with you? So I figured we would just take a look at it today. It's called What's Your Toxic Trait? And I don't really believe in angel numbers. I don't know much about them. But it was posted on April 22nd, 2022. And it's by Carolyn Cahill. It says, we all have one. The very first question says, what's the first thing you look for in someone to date? Honestly, I have a couple. The options are looks, charm, kindness, a sense of humor, confidence, and intelligence. I honestly look at two things because I'm a human being. Of course, I gotta look at looks. I gotta make sure I'm actually attracted to this person. But I also like people who are kind. Like, I don't know, kindness just always overwhelms everything else, and not in those like overtly kind, but like kind without expecting anything in return. The first thing you look for in someone to date, I would have to say that looks isn't enough to get me to want to date a person. Like, the looks, it will initially get my attention, but it's not enough for me to say yes to a date. So I think kindness is my number one. Number two, pick one of these stereotypical high school groups. The options are jocks, geeks, theater kids, mean girls, hipsters, and loners. I was always a loner. Like, during middle school, I went to 3 different middle schools because I was always moving a lot. And you would think that would make me a very outgoing person. But I think, like, around some time, something just happened and I just stopped putting in effort trying to get to know people. I just didn't see the point anymore. And throughout my entire 4 years of high school, I was very all to myself. And even now, like, even right now in this phase of my life, I'm very to myself. I would have to say loner. I'm definitely a loner. And even when I'm around people, I feel like very, very alone. So I would say loners. Choose a popular college major: business, biology, communications, education, psychology, and visual arts. I'm currently majoring in political science and minoring in English right now, but if I could go back, I would probably either choose psychology or visual arts. I really want to know what's going on in people's head at all time. Like, I'm just so fascinated by it, and me alone, like, I already always have some wild thing going on up in my head, so I'm just so curious about people. I want to say visual arts, but I think psychology is probably the most interesting one for me. Choose a social media platform. There's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you guys. My top 3 as of right now, first of all, Snapchat is dead. Who uses Snapchat anymore besides for the filters? Facebook, I don't use Facebook. I use Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. The number 1 I would have to say that I've been using right now is YouTube. I'm in love with YouTube. I love everything about it, from creating content to watching content. But number 2 I'd have to say is Twitter. Twitter, I'd have to say, is like my go-to. Like, whenever I'm down, whenever I'm happy, whenever I want to know, it has everything in one. So I think Twitter is my number 1. Choose a pet. Oh, they have a dog, a cat, fish, a guinea pig, a bird, and a rabbit. Oh, fuck. I love me a cat. You guys already know. But I'm so curious about the other animals because I've never owned a pet. I've never had a pet before. Like, I've had a stray animal and I've babysat a dog, but I've never had a pet of my own. But I'd have to say a cat. Like, I feel like me and cats would get along because I need space, they need space, but at the end of the day, we could come together, cuddle. And also I have a tendency of being chaotic at the worst of times, so I think me and a cat is just a match made in heaven. There's this movie or this book or film or TV series, I forgot which one. I think it's called Golden Compass, and every person has like a soul tie or a soul bond with animals. Like, I feel like cats understand me and I understand cats. Choose one of these female TV characters. They have Lorelai Gilmore from the W. Oh no, that's just a network. They have Lorelai Gilmore from, I guess, Gilmore's. I've never watched that show. Rachel Green from Friends. Christina Yang from, what's the name of that show? I forgot, but I've watched it. Cookie Lyon, Gloria Delgado, and Rue Bennett. At this moment, I was about to say Cookie Lyon because the way she portrayed her, but I think these characters are more so people that resonate with you. I'm gonna have to say Rue Bennett from Euphoria. The girl goes through it, but I feel like if the stuff that goes on in my head were ever personified and created into a person, it would be Rue Bennett. Like, that bitch need help. Choose one of these male TV characters. Oh my god, Chidi from A Good Place, Damon Salvatore. Do I have to choose one of these male characters in terms of my favorites or in terms of who I'm attracted to? Because that's two different things. Nick Miller, Oscar Martinez, Kurt Hummel, and Jackson Avery. Shit, I love Damon, and that's just because I just have a very strong passion for the show in general. Like, Vampire Diaries, iconic. I grew up on that. But I love Noel Miller's sense of humor and how amazing and just a laid back he is in New Girl. But Chidi, oh my god, Chidi just, Jackson Avery is so fine. Okay, I'm gonna have to say Damon Salvatore. I'm sorry, even though he could be the worst. I mean, look at the material. I can't help it. And finally, choose the red flag that you think is the worst. Oh gosh. Okay, the questions are: still talking to your ex, still talking to their ex, always on their phone, very picky eater, doesn't like animals, never pays for dinner, and hogs the blanket. These are all very minor things, but I have to say, two big ones that automatically stood out to me as something that I would be like, what the heck is going on, is still talking to their ex and doesn't like animals. Because why don't you like animals? Like, they're innocent, they literally did nothing to you. But still talking to your ex, I feel like would cause a real issue. Like, I feel like I could get a person to like animals, but if you already have a connection with your ex, I can't compete with that. I don't have that history, and I won't compete with that. I will. Peace. So I think still talking to their ex is the number one red flag. Oh my god, this is my results. My toxic trait is that you never say no. You're always willing to help others, but don't let people take advantage of that. You deserve better. What? I am not a pushover whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I just ignore it. Like, to a certain extent, it's difficult for me to say no. Like, sometimes, like, I understand where a person is coming from so much to the point where even though I know it's going to inconvenience me, I understand how much it means to a person, so I'll likely say yes. But if I don't want to do something, I've gotten better with it, where I either say no or I just don't say anything at all. And it's very rare because I don't have a lot of people surrounding me, so there's not a lot of people asking me for things. So the majority of the time, if I don't respond, or if I'm like kind of beating around an answer, a definite answer, they usually understand that it means no. Like, if I say maybe, it's no. Like, if you get a maybe out of me, it means I'm not gonna do it. But I wouldn't consider that too much of a toxic trait, because it's for people I like. For strangers, now that's really making me think, because I've gotten scammed and bought like stuff I didn't need, all because these strangers were so convincing and I felt awkward saying no. Oh gosh, it's something I'm going to work on, but I can say definitely for a fact I've gotten better at it. Oh my god, these BuzzFeed quizzes are kind of interesting. It says there's 2 more other quizzes like centered around toxicity, and it says, ever wondered how toxic you really are? Just take this quiz to find out. And another one that says, answer these 12 random questions and I'll reveal your most toxic trait. Oh my god. Okay, let's do one more quiz centered around toxicity so I could say, like, just curious. Oh my god, do you see BuzzFeed marketing? This is how they reel you in. They know what you want. Okay, answer these 12 random questions and I'll reveal your most toxic trait. Okay, you better be right. It says, what do you look for in a relationship? And the options are someone who is easy to talk to, someone who is not immature, someone who hates the same people I do. I don't know, just someone who's respectable. I think, because me, I'm not particular. I don't have a type, and I can see the good and bad in anybody, and I can see the parts of myself that are compatible with any person. Right now, since I'm not really looking for that, I think I would just want someone who's respectable. Like, that's what I would look for the most, like kindness, respect. I feel like someone who's respectable will be like not immature. They'll likely respect me enough not to, you know, hang around my ops. And they would be easy to talk to, because a respectable person makes an effort to put your comfort in consideration. So I think just someone easy to talk to. Do you have a best friend? I have a best friend, and I think I mentioned in one of my videos how he's like, even though we're not in the same city, whenever we get together, it's like nothing ever happened. But at this very moment, I think my number one best friend is myself. So the options are yes, one and only. No, I hate everyone. I don't hate everyone. I just don't want to be around people. Yes, we've known each other for a while. No, but I want one. Okay, I'm gonna put no, I hate everyone. I think that's the closest to how I'm feeling right now. How many people do you dislike or hate? Everyone, not many people. Maybe like 1 or 2 people. Nobody. I don't think I can say 100% I hate someone. Even like people like Trump, like I don't care enough to hate that person. Like, to get me to hate you, you have to be like, and it's so crazy because it takes a lot. A person has to do a lot to me personally to get me to hate them. But if they're very mean to other people, or like my family especially, oh my gosh, I will literally break down. Like, I don't hold grudges, but I'll never look at that person the same way ever again. So as of this moment, there's no one that I can say that I 100% hate, but that I dislike, yeah, 1 or 2 people I can say for sure I dislike, because the way they treated my family or treated people I know, and especially with friends. Like, I have a tendency, like with my friends, like when they tell me stories about the way people treat them, and you know, as a person's friend, like you see how amazing you were there firsthand when your friend is breaking down. You know that your friend deserves way better. So when they tell me these things, I'm like, even if I haven't personally gotten to know that person very deeply to understand where they're coming from, it just automatically gives me like, it gives me the biggest ick on planet Earth. So I'd say maybe 1 or 2 people for sure. What is your hobby at the moment? It says painting, reading, I don't have one, or other. My hobby at the moment, I feel like it's YouTube. Like, whenever I'm sad, whenever I'm happy, whenever I'm just calm or just still, I think about YouTube. And I don't know, I really like this platform, and I've I feel like I've been spending more time interacting with content on YouTube than anything else. Like, and I would love to be like a person who wakes up every day and paints, but I'm not there yet. So I think my hobby would be other for YouTube. What is your favorite music genre? Pop, rock, oldies, or other? I listen to everything. Like everything. Like when I say I listen to everything, I mean like I'll listen to a 2 hour remix on YouTube of like 70s old music with backgrounds. I'll listen to songs that, you know, when they edit it and they're like, oh, you're at a house party. Like I listen to everything, even the most obscure things. So I'm put other. If you could spend a day with one of these celebrities, who would it be? Kurt Cobain, Kim Kardashian, Justin Bieber, or Lana Del Rey? I don't like any of these people. Like, I don't know Kurt Cobain. Kim Kardashian, I don't really mess with her. I just, like, I don't really look up to her. Like, this is who I look up to. I'm interested in Lana Del Rey. I would like to get to know her. Like, she has a lot of controversial moments, but I don't know. I feel like I would be able to have more of an interesting conversation with her than anyone else on the list. Yeah, so Lana Del Rey. Do you like TikTok? Of course. I downloaded TikTok ironically, but I'm like, TikTok, these people get me more than I think the Vine people got me, because mind you, I was like so young during Vine. I was so young to the point where it's like I think I had to lie about my age when I put it in. But like, yeah, I really like TikTok. So I'm gonna say the options are, of course, who doesn't, yes, I guess, no, I hate it, or yes, I like arguing with people on there. I don't like arguing. So I'm gonna say, of course, who doesn't. Are you dating anyone? The options are yes, we're in a happy relationship, no, I want to though, yes, but it's complicated, or no, but it's okay. No, but it's okay. I don't think I have the emotional capacity to deal with someone else right now. I feel like it would have to be like someone who's established. Like, say for example, hypothetically, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk hit me up. And then I would. Anyways, the next question says, are you still going to school? Yes, it's okay. No, and I'm glad I'm out. Yes, but I don't care. Yes, I only go for the drama. I'm gonna say yes, but I don't care. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've outgrown school. Like, I've outgrown classes. I just feel like a Pokemon. Like, I've evolved from classes. Like, I don't think I've ever taken a break. Like, even during summers, like, I always have classes. There hasn't been a single full year in my life where I haven't attended classes. So I'm gonna say yes, but I don't care. What time do you normally wake up in the morning? It changes. It really depends. My sleep schedule changes every single day, actually. The options are 7 a.m., around 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 a.m. I've awoken like repeatedly at every single one of these times. But I'm gonna say around 9 a.m. because I wake up early most of the time. But getting up, I don't usually get up till later. And sometimes I wake up early and then like after a couple hours I go back to sleep. But I have a tendency of waking up early. So I'm gonna just say around 9 a.m. How do you respond to conflict? It says 1, I stay calm and collected, forgive and forget. I express how I feel by yelling. I walk away in frustration. In every single moment throughout my life, I've done one of these things. But recently, I think I've been preserving my peace so much. So I usually stay calm and collected. But then afterwards, what gets me is I usually feel so frustrated. Because staying calm and collected is overrated. Like I want to do the whole nine. Like I want to do the whole reality TV show thing where they throw a glass of wine in your face. Like, yeah, because for a person to even get me in a position where I feel like I'm engaging in a conflict, oh, I get mad. But for the most part, I stay calm and collected. But I always regret it after, like, you should have said this. Why didn't you do this in that moment? I don't know. I don't like that about myself. Like, I prefer to get things out of the way as soon as possible. So I never want a person to think like, oh, it was okay, or they got a one up on me. I don't like that. I don't like anyone ever feeling like they can take advantage of me in that way. So, but yeah, I stay calm and collected. How would you describe yourself? Someone said kind, hot, aggressive. I don't know. Like, the answer is definitely I don't know. And you guys definitely know this because I'm trying to figure that shit out. We're all trying to figure that shit out together. So I'm gonna say I don't know. Okay, so my answer is I have 0 red flags. It says you have 0 red flags. Wowie, can we get married? You're just a wholesome soul. You're not perfect, but at least you're working on your issues. And the picture is a picture of a dog. I don't think I have 0 red flags. I think personally, my red flags, if I could list them for myself, and I have to admit the second part that says you're not perfect, but at least you're working on your issues. That's definitely like my whole vibe. That's everything that's literally all I've been up to for like almost 8 months now. No, let's say about 6 or 7 months now. Like, I am so aware of the things about me that are like not the best that I need to work on. My toxic trait is that, like, it takes a lot for me to really care about a person, like 110%. But once I do a lot. And so that's why I recognize that about myself. So I try my best not to get too attached, because I do have abandonment issues. And so once I do care, which takes a lot, like takes a lot for me to care, but once I do, I don't want to let that person go. And when that person does go, I just go back to like really not trusting people. And it makes my experiences with people feel lonely, or like my interactions with people feel like it's not something I want to engage in. Because as a person who's always moved all the time, I've always thought to myself, like, what's the point? Like, I hate wasting time and energy. That's the number one thing. I say this all the time, but a person's time and energy is priceless. And so I hate feeling like something is very temporary. Like, what's the point? And I get it. It's not a good thing to think this way, because like you never know, and it's part of life. Part of life is, you know, going through those temporary experiences that you can look back on. But I find it so useless. So that's something I definitely need to work on. And I think it kind of shows its way in bad ways. Like, I don't want to talk to people, or when I do talk to people, I don't say too much, or I don't care too much, and I don't feel like I'm giving them my all in conversation. So I think that's perhaps right now in this very moment. There's probably others, but I think that's my number one red flag. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. I really was just curious. Like, I love me some BuzzFeed, despite some of their problematic controversies. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day, evening, or night, wherever you are. I hope the vibes are good.